So the first thing is my first term in office, 75% headcount reduction across the federal employee base.
Let's have a look at Lawrence O'Donnell on legacy media saying that Vivek and Elon's power will be merely symbolic. Is ultimately all power symbolic as we live here on this material plane, vapor, dust on the wind of history?
Well, Elon Musk suffered a humiliating demotion tonight by Donald Trump.
I can already tell that there was a meeting before this where he went, do you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to present this as a humiliating demotion. It's the only way we can attack this now. Like, you can see the media that has been bested and cowed by the results of the election scrambling to find their new position, perhaps recognizing that during the Biden and Kamala era, it was right-wing media, or at least anti-establishment media, that came to the forefront. They surely must be realizing now that if you're that if Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are about to become, in inverted commas, the establishment, there will be a void in media for people that are openly attacking them. The problem is in media spaces like ours, we're all going to openly continue to discuss the government in exactly the same way. Me, for example, I'm English. I'm not even from your country. I don't know what you should be doing. All I know is that I believe in certain principles. Free speech is one of them. The right to have the maximum power in your own individual life. The right to be able to rely on institutions that claim to have access to vital and verifiable principles like justice and kindness, to not see those things weaponized by the state as they've obviously become in recent years, to have a media that you can rely on because they report the truth rather than kowtowing to their imperialist masters and amplifying their messaging. You know, that's the kind of stuff I'm interested in, and that won't change, whoever's in government. So Lawrence O'Donnell here is immediately sort of framing himself, I suppose, as the voice of reason against Vivek and Elon. They've suffered a humiliating demotion. Let's see how he can undergird that idea, because what did it say in the announcement? I'm honoured to announce that I've nominated Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy to run up this new thing. I'd love to see that statement, actually, as a matter of fact.
The theory that Elon Musk might become, in effect, a co-president or the real president, while Donald Trump, in effect, retires to a life of golfing.
I didn't think that. Did you think that? Did you think that Donald Trump endured all the things that he has for the last 12, 15 years, however long this madness has been going on, simply to say, Elon, it's over to you? I didn't think that was what was going to happen. I thought that what Elon Musk would be over is a bunch of government bureaucracies that were overpopulated with apparatchiks and mandarins that are answerable only to diffuse deep state powers that are not even remotely centralized or ordered, except in so much as they're generally supportive of corporate globalist enterprises, whether they're commercial or authoritarian, that we learned so much about during the pandemic, which we broadly understand to be the military-industrial complex, or the nexus of power that is built around health and big pharma and big food and big agriculture. I felt that Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk would be swooping, is the word I'm going to use, into those kind of agencies and going, you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, apprentice style. And my feeling is that Bobby Kennedy is going to be going in and like into the NIH and CDC and all that and going, whoa, you lot was lying during the pandemic. Pfizer, let's see them files. And I'll have the files on my dead uncle as well. That's what I was anticipating. A lot of revelation and a lot of truth telling. And by the way, the election was less than a week ago and he don't take office till January. And of course, there's still lawfare going on. He's still facing charges and attacks and stuff like that. Let me know what you guys think about all of that. Do you think that, are you concerned about some of the military appointments? We'll be discussing that in a minute. And do you think that our man Bobby Kennedy is going to be able to make moves in the health department, for example? Because in the conversation that you'll be able to see with Robert Malone, he says Kennedy's a great leader, but how's he going to cope in bureaucracy? We're going to be asking all these questions until we get satisfactory answers.
Suffered a significant setback tonight when Donald Trump announced that he would give Elon Musk a job that does not exist and will last at most 18 months. And worst of all, Elon Musk, the richest person in the world, was assigned a working partner who, like Musk, has also never worked in government before.
They've not worked in government. And if this election's shown us anything, it's people love the government. And people love other folks that are deeply entrenched within the government. Why? Whether it's the victories in Wisconsin or Pennsylvania or all the other swing states that went to MAGA Trump independent aligned movements, it's one thing is clearer than ever. People love and trust the government and the media. They want people that have been in government for so long they've turned into kind of evil skeletons, or they're part dust by the time they become president. Joe Biden was the first dust president. We'd had dust bowl presidencies, but never a dust president. And we also want those kind of corporatized, hollowed out, vacant, staring officials that have worked in litigation and authoritarianism. That's what people like. They don't want plucky young guys like Vivek Ramaswamy who do push-ups on command, or guys like RFK that attack Pfizer. No, we want the deep state, more powerful than ever.
Vivek Ramaswamy, who's not even a billionaire.
He's not even a billionaire, and what kind of racist is going to have brown skin like that? It doesn't even make sense.
Elon Musk didn't even get his own press release from Donald Trump. He had to share it with Vivek Ramaswamy.
Can you imagine how upset Elon Musk must be? I can't imagine what Elon Musk's life's like. Can you? SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, government offices, children. Who among us can imagine what it might be like inside his mind? Even with the tiny amount of power that I wield, which essentially comes down to this thing, right? Pressing these buttons. That's my power, you know? And like some people watching me on Rumble and people watching me, like sometimes I think, man, you can't understand what it's like to be me, to even say that to me, to say that I'm controlled opposition. I'm really trying my best. I'm really trying my best to be honest and authentic. Did you not see how I was attacked last year? Did you not see how open and honest I've always been? I'm flawed, I'm fallible, I'm broken, right? So like that's me, a person like on a low scale of fame and influence. So Elon Musk is not going to be like, he talked about Vivek Ramaswamy in this press release. He's not going to, his mind won't work like that. In fact, in a way, what Lawrence O'Donnell, I believe is his name, said just then indicates, as much of the media since the election continues to indicate, how out of touch they are, how little they understand, how little hope there is of them ever again being trusted with power. That's what we're witnessing. And indeed, if you've watched my channel for a while, you'll know that because I read most of the book The Revolt of the Public by Martin Gurri, who's been a guest on our show, he told us this would happen. He said, people have got access to communication technology at an unprecedented level. You're not going to be able to control people with centralized media anymore. This is going to have all sorts of ramifications. We've already seen it play out in the record industry through Napster. We've seen it in protest through Occupy and the Arab Spring. And in Brexit and Trump, we see it play out politically. But this is just the beginning. What we're going to see is centralized authoritarian groups trying to justify taking authority and control. Probably, he didn't say this bit, I'm adding this bit. Probably by doing stuff like having there be pandemics and endless wars and economic crises or ecological crises that legitimize centralized authority so that you can post-fact reverse engineer the need for total control. The war against free speech is in full swing. We are the vanguard, bravely fighting back. Rumble's the home of this channel, Stay Free, and a leader in defending the fundamental human right of free speech. They've joined X to sue a cartel of advertisers and ad agencies who conspire to block ad revenue from going to the platforms. Recently, they've launched Rumble Premium. This, I think, is going to be a game changer for all of us. It's an ad-free viewing experience with great perks for viewers and creators. Rumble Premium will give you the ability to dive into your favorite content on your mobile or desktop or smart TV and savor every uninterrupted second of my content. Why don't you upgrade to Rumble Premium today? Support my free speech and the free speech of other content creators on this platform. Please go to Rumble now, rumble.com/premium. And if you use the code BRAND, you'll save $10 and Rumble will be aware that our stream is creating great converts. So that's rumble.com/premium and do use the code BRAND to save $10. Anyway, there's a link there at the bottom of the screen now. We're posting it in the chat. Join up.
Elon Musk got the first shared press release of any of Donald Trump's appointment announcements. Even the Fox host, who isn't even the richest person at Fox, got his own press release from Donald Trump when Donald Trump announced that he would nominate Pete Hegseth as Secretary of Defense. That's right, a Fox weekend morning host. Donald Trump announced, quote, Elon Musk, working in conjunction with Vivek Ramaswamy, will lead the Department of Government Efficiency. There is no such thing as the Department of Government Efficiency.
Lawrence O'Donnell may think that Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk are a couple of chuckling nitwits about to advance themselves into a bureaucratic tangle and mangle that won't amount to nothing. But Vivek Ramaswamy, when he was campaigning, said that he was going to eliminate 75% of governmental departments. He came on our show, actually, and said stuff like that. It was one of the interviews that we posted of him. It was brilliant when he talked about that. Or maybe it was on Jordan Peterson. You know, I can't remember anymore. The whole thing. That's why this election was so crazy. Because you've got so much access to information now that they don't want you to have. And it's carrying on and it's continuing. It's changing the world. It's actually truly amazing. Here's Vivek Ramaswamy saying that he would lose 75% of government employees. And I don't think that means hardworking men and women cleaning streets and like genuinely contributing to communities. I get the sense he means a managerial class that are ensuring that nothing really changes with or without elections. Let's have a look.
What's your plan to reduce the size of government, especially with the number of government employees? How do you tackle that? Is it possible?
Yes, it is.
Yay.
Yes, it is.
We demonstrate it is possible. Look to the state.
So the first thing is my first term in office, 75% headcount reduction across the federal employee base, 50% done in the first year. Take the government agencies that should not exist, from the FBI to the IRS to the ATF to the CDC to the Department of Education. Get in there and shut them down. That is how we revive the integrity of a constitutional republic. You know, if I'm the U.S. president, that's your choice, not mine. But if you all put me there and I can't work for you for more than 8 years, which I think is a good thing, then neither should any of those bureaucrats reporting into me. Civil service protections out, term limits in for the bureaucracy. And I understand this as a CEO. I've built businesses. Many of you run businesses, big and small, across this audience. You know it with me, that if somebody works for you and you cannot fire them, that means they don't work for you.
Whoa, that's a famous quote, isn't it? It means that you work for them. Let me know what you think about that. Do you think the Department of Government Efficiency is going to land? Do you think that ingenues and entrepreneurs and autistic genii are precisely what government needs right now? And do you believe that this is going to bring about the kind of changes in America that were campaigned on? Are we going to see a reduction in government inefficiency? Are we going to see a reduction in corruption? A reduction in corporate influence? Someone in the chat pointed out Bobby Kennedy's not been given a post yet. Is he going to be given a role that means he'll be able to do what many of us hoped he would do? Clean out the bureaucratic and regulatory corruption that's in groups like the FDA, NIH, CDC, and replace it with transparency and openness. One thing I read about that Department of Government Efficiency, for example, is they're going to take suggestions online and they're going to be fully transparent about their governance. Transparency for the government, privacy for the citizenry. Not what they're trying to work out. Transparency for citizens, privacy for the government. Release the files, guys. Release the files. Let's see the Epstein list. Let's see who was getting down and dirty with whom. Let's see what happened. Let's see what's going on in Area 51. Let's see what went on with JFK. Let's find out the truth about the pandemic. But that's just what I think and what I'd expect. Let me know what you think in the comments and chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, remember to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because on Rumbles, where we stream freely with Uncle Charlie and Never a Democrat and Second Chance and Flower Power 678, and consider becoming an Awaken Wonder so you can join us for Break Bread, which I stream live once a week with Christian thinkers and teachers.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.